Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to VP4 TV. We are back for the third match in the first day's play in this year's VP4 2022 Cowboy World Championships. We've already had two results. We've got two players through to round two, and we will have a quick look at the bracket. Earlier on today, we had the first match where Tornado Tam was playing Ice Age, and Ice Age barely made it. He got in the last few seconds when he arrived. He might have been better staying in bed. Tam was far too strong for him, and we actually left the match after the first hour. Tam was on the brink of being 2-0 up, and we went in and we joined the second match of the day, which was Mr. Bill against One Pocket Slim. You can see Tornado Tam's through to round two there, and further up there you can see that One Pocket Slim has gone through against Bill. The only thing in the bracket is it only shows you the last score from the last rack. It doesn't show you the overall rack scores or anything like that. But One Pocket Slim had a good strong finish in the third rack, or the fourth rack I should say, the one that he needed to win. I think he ran like, was it 30 odd or something, got right through the caroms, and then only had to wait a little while longer before he got the scratch. So Slim is through, and Tornado Tam is through. Well, tonight we have a match between USA and Germany. It's Larry and Tommyy are going to go right on the money here about the top of the hour, just about to start. And that's the remaining matches in the bracket. Spud Boy against Acero, which is 12:30 AM, which I believe is later on tonight my time, where I'll be long gone. Then the next match is on Tuesday evening at 6 PM. Myself up against Brain Fell Out. And then we've got Hervey and Casino Jim the same night at 6 PM. So both of those clash, so obviously I won't be doing any streaming there. And Redback and Dwight, or IQ2, they will go at 9 PM on Wednesday night. So that is it. And we are good to go. The room is up. The players are not in yet, so we are ready to go. Well, Larry won't be as... I don't think Larry will be as loose as you were at times, Slim. Larry's a wee bit more sort of deliberate. And I haven't a clue how Tommy's going to play it. I haven't the foggiest. But it only, really takes a little while to get an idea where each player's coming from. So we've got Larry on the right, Tommyy on the left. Tommyy keen to get underway with a reasonable enough lag, but I think Larry's going to top it. Just. So it's an important thing to win the break or win the lag in Cowboy, because you want to get in and get a score on the board straight away. And Larry's going to have that opportunity. He's going for the conventional break. So the cue ball, and he's missed the pot. And that's the first big mistake from Larry. The one that he practiced was far better than that one. And that's all. I mean, I've done that loads of times as well, where I can't pot the 3 ball on the break. And then you've got to sit and wait. I think Tommy's gone through far enough there. Yeah. Now he's looking to play the thin edge on the 5. I think he could have actually played the force follow there. But he's still in good shape if he can just come back off the 1 and get up the table to the left. He wants to just dig into it if he's going to do that and get up top. If he's going through, he wants to go through far enough. He doesn't want to leave it short, and he's a wee bit tentative there. And, well, Larry will be relieved because Tommyy only got 4. So a nervy start from Tommyy, trying to be too cute there. Welcome back to Cobra. And Larry's missed the carom as well, so these players are going to take a little while to find their feet. I'll just finish my coffee. You might hear the odd slip, but I've not got much left. Now it's an easy line to the 1 ball, and the only problem is the 1 ball's going above the cue ball, so Larry's now got a testy carom again or a pot on the 5. It's an open table. Now again, what I'd be doing, and this is exactly what I'd be doing, be potting the 1 ball and staying in the kitchen. You know, just stay in the kitchen where the 1 ball is by that first diamond, and you've got an easy carom to the 5. Now you can either go directly to it very thin, or you can go to the rail and come in behind the 5. Now, I'd be actually potting the 5 here because the 5 spots and you've got an easy carom to the 1. So, although it's a cutback, it's not a difficult cutback, that 5 ball. That's the one I'd be playing. Now he's in a bit of let's have a look. You see, he's in a bit of no man's land now. You know, this is nothing. He's going to have to dig out a shot here. If he goes to the rail before the side pocket, he'll be looking for the carom. See, a lot of players go for the carom direct. They don't use the rails. So let's see what Tommyy comes up with. Yep, he's going to the rail. And I think he's just missed it. But if he'd done what I was talking about, if you were there, the cutback to that top pocket is not difficult. And the 1 ball was there, the 5 gets spotted and you're off and running. And again, the immediate wrong shot choice by Tommyy. And it's all bits and pieces to start with here. And this is what I'm saying about stating the obvious, you know, thinking in your feet, looking at where the ball's going, where's it spotting, where's the next adjacent ball to it for my next carom. So you take on the slightly more difficult 5 ball, cut it down the rail, and you're laughing because you're guaranteed that you're going to have a carom next. And he could well possibly still have been at the table. Right, the coffee has been consumed and we're good to go. Well, the way this is going at the moment, I don't think this will be a 25-minute rack. That's pretty much what they've averaged at so far this afternoon. They've not been overly long. But like I say, it depends what sort of level a player is playing. Because you can get racks that are like this all the way through where nobody's scoring anything. It's just the odd pot, the odd carom, and there's very little continual play. Now this cue ball wants to go forward and down to our left as we look. And if he keeps going like that, he's in prime position again for a simple carom. So he must keep a ball in play so that he's got the pot next. So if you're going to bump the 5, bump it firmish so that you can get behind it like that and actually pot it up table. And again, I'm talking from my point of view. I'd be potting the 5, running the cue ball to the side rail, coming out a bit short so that I'm either cutting off the left side of the 5 to the 3, or if I go too far, I'm playing a force follow. It only ever goes wrong if you end up dead straight behind the 5 in line with the 3. But Larry's got the right idea there. Let's have a look. Well, he hasn't gone far enough through the shot though. He should have been here. And now I'd be going for the 2-in-1 shot. Now the 2-in-1 shot is, if I can get my lines to work, is there. You might hit the yellow. If you don't, you might hit the 3. I would always play the 2-in-1 shot there because it's a dangerous shot. There's always a danger of scratching, but your odds are better than actually hitting one of those balls. You'll always see me taking those risky shots. Most of the time they don't work, I have to add, but I'm drawn into them. But Larry's looking like, it's a slender lead. He would have liked double that visit. I think it was just 25. Now Tommyy has to go forward, I think, with a bit of right spin to get the cue ball off that rail. Well, he's come out and he's got the carom. He could have done with it going a wee bit further, but he may well be able to pot this 5 and still stun onto that 1 ball. And now he's knocked to 1 ball dead. And he's in the scenario that can happen in these situations where he's now blocked himself off for a shot on the balls up table, so he's got to bank the 1. This is what you don't want. He's rescued the situation, and now we'll get a test on how good Tommy's eye is at reading this force follow. That looks as if it's too far to the right to me. No, it's okay. Tells you how good my eyes are. It's far easier when you're right behind and down in the shot. So we're all square, 30 points all. Tommy's run is 16. Now again, he could pot that 1 ball and stay below it. And, well, he'll go for the old... he could go for the 2-in-1 shot again here if he wants, around the angles and up towards the 5 and 3. Well, he played that at a pace to directly hit the 5 and not get through to the 3, because I don't think it would have had the legs to get to the 3 had he missed the 5. I'm not so certain how this line is. Let's have a look. Well, he's got to miss the double kiss here. He's got to hit it with the pace to get the 5 off the short rail and back up the table, but he's also got to get the momentum of the cue ball to go through. So he needs to miss the hit, and he has done. That's always the danger with that shot. So he's got the carom. Run is 28, and now a testy little cut in the 3 ball, but again the actual angle in the 3's fine. To just go around the corner and come out to over here, and he's got the carom to follow. It just needs to run. It needs to get the legs. I think he's okay. He's just going to have to stun this a bit more. So the run is 32. And it's looking quite good. Now, I do like the general pace that Tommy's playing. I mean, he's playing at a steady pace, and he's not blasting balls. And that's always a better way to keep that cue ball in better control. Now again, he has to go to the rail and bump this 5. He doesn't want to hit it direct. And he needs to hit it thick. He doesn't want to skim off it or anything like that. He could scratch. He's got to get it straight into the face of it off the side rail. I don't know whether he's got there. No. That needed a wee bit more momentum. So the most important thing of all, though, is he's protected his points. He's got a little lead. It's only 19 points. And this is not great. It's a testy long force follow. And again, Larry's just struggling to find his line. He'll get those. But he doesn't want to be taking too long. Now, Steve never said anything about doing any commentary in this. I presume he's not in Discord. He hasn't said he's in Discord. Just give me a minute. You are in Discord.
I am. I just got in, and because I've been out, and I just got in, so I thought I'd check on everything. So,
Well, we've had 2 matches today. We've got one Scott through to round 2. Tornado Tam got through comfortably, and Slim got through against Bill, 3 racks to 1. These, I was talking about these racks, Steve. The average today was 25 minutes a rack. But you've got to remember that 3 out of those 4 players today are all competent enough VP4 players. They know how to pot a ball.
You're saying 25 minutes a game?
Yep, 25 minutes a game. Yep.
Yeah, and we were figuring 30 minutes a game, so it's a little under what we figured. Sylvia's here. Hi, Sylvia.
Oh, good evening.
This is, well, that's good. We weren't too far off. We said 30, 25, so, you know, I mean, some of the maybe lesser players will be a little higher. You know, I've been thinking about how to play this game since, you know, I've never played this in real life, and I'm not a billiards player, and, you know, but I do know, you know, certain things about billiards, especially non-3 cushion games like straight rail or Bach line and the idea is the easy way to score points is keep 2 balls together. So in this game, if you are going to be really good and make big runs, the strategy would be to pot a ball and keep the other two together. So ideally, you'd want to pot the 5 ball together and have the 1 and the 3 close together. So you pot the 5 and the 1 and 3 are close together for some kind of gimme carom. I mean, just looking at, because I know how really great players play, like straight rail billiards, is they keep balls together. That's how you make a lot of billiards. Not by being great at running the ball around the table. It's by keeping 2 balls close together.
Yeah.
So, to me, the strategy should be pot the same ball every time and keep the other 2 close together. And obviously it's easy to say that. Maybe it's hard to do it. I mean, you got to be pretty good, but if you're a really good billiard player, you can probably control those 2 balls and keep them close to each other.
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen. It's certainly what we're talking about. What does happen in the carom stage? That's what we're looking for. You're looking to gather the balls and make your life a lot easier to race through the caroms. In this phase of the game, it's about line. It's about line with the cue ball. I mean, I've been talking a lot this afternoon about keeping the cue ball in the kitchen. If you're potting a ball, the situation is going to come up loads and loads of times, but if you end up having the 5 and the 3 on the spots, and then the next ball you're potting is a 1, then to me, the simplest shot's to keep the cue ball in the kitchen below the 1 ball towards us looking at it. And that way you'll get the choice up table of forced follow, which you'll see a lot being played, or the gentle carom off the 5 onto the 3. The sucker scratch is hitting the 5 too hard, caroming half ball onto the 3 and scratching. It happens every time. We've all done it.
There's the forced follow right there he played.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot. Forced follow is the very popular shot. You don't want to be playing long force follows. You want to make them fairly short if you can. Sometimes it's a good recovery shot, though.
Even though I'm not a 3 cushion player, I probably know more about 3 cushion just because in doing physics tuning and stuff and working with, I've got a guy that knows a lot about 3 cushion systems, and just looking at those, and I can tell you that in 3 cushion, the shots you want to play are more natural shots where you're not hitting the ball so thin, quarter ball shots, half ball shots. But 3 cushions a little different because you've got to get 3 cushions in between the 2 balls, and so you're going to be running the cue ball a lot more. This, you can play these ticky shots like these guys are just playing, which really, I think anybody that's a pool player that moves the cue ball good should be pretty good at this game because of so many little ticky shots.
Well,
obviously he's setting up there to play off the 1 ball the way he hit that.
I've got to tell you what happened last night, Steve. In a second, I'll tell you what happened last night.
Like, this is an easy shot. I would expect anybody that's a good pool player is going to be able to hit this 5 ball.
Yeah. Now, your first thing you've got to do now is, before you do anything, is check the spot. This is why we wanted the spots. Now, the 3 isn't going to spot, so he's got to be aware of that.
That the 3 is going to go on the center? Is it the center spot it goes to? Or
no, the 3 ball stays down. But he's fine as long as he leaves some sort of angle. He just needs to drop this in.
Oh, the ball stays down if it won't spot.
Yeah. He's fine because he's got the easy carom. So
yeah,
he's okay.
Even I can make this carom.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to tell you about this, Steve. We played the league last night. As usual, I was crap in my first match and lost. I won my next 2 matches, and to cut a long story short, we were the last team of the night to finish our matches. We were 4 matches all. We'd battled to 4 all. Potman's in the last match against Bobby Barris, I think it was, and he's given Bobby Barris something like 7 and out or something. Potman was 6-3 down. I go into the room. Potman manages to get it back to 6 all. Final rack decider, and if you look at the screen, the 9 ball is there. The 7 ball is just out there slightly, like that. And Potman's got the cue ball here. And he tries to dink the 7 ball, to dink behind the 9 and snooker Bobby on the 7 ball. What does Potman do? What's Potman's biggest failing? He doesn't get the ball to a rail, gives Bobby Barris ball in hand, and he combos the 7-9. And I was almost crying. So we still lost. That's the long and short of it. We still lost.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping people are enjoying League because I know there's been a lot of exciting nights and matches, and I really had high hopes that League would be successful, that players would enjoy it. I put a tremendous amount of time into getting all the stats and all the information and the live scoring and everything, so it could be really good.
Yeah, well, I'm not enjoying it.
We have a lot of successful leagues going forward.
And here's the punchline for last night. Potman finished the match, and then the next thing I get is a message coming through on the messaging system, and it says he's quit the team.
Well, it's the thing is that there's 2 ways to take losing. Okay, one is that it's leaving a scar, that I'm scarred for life because I lost like this, or I screwed up. But the right way to take it is, this is an opportunity to learn. Mm-hmm. That's how you learn. That next time I get in that situation, because you get nervous, so you rush it, or, there's always a reason why you screw up like that. And it's an opportunity to learn and get better. So not everybody's going to take that opportunity. But really, if you like to win all the time, pool's a terrible game.
Oh,
you go play in these tournaments, and there's one guy that wins, and everybody else is a loser. So, it's hard to lose when you make a mistake like that. But that's the opportunity to learn from it, and maybe Potman will come back and play again.
He will, because
he doesn't.
Well, what he did say is he actually left the league by mistake. What he hasn't done is, I presume he can still send a request again. He hasn't sent a request through. I think
you have to invite him. I mean, he could ask you, but you have to invite him for him to accept.
But I can't. But I can't invite him till he's applied. You remember that? He has to actually go onto the league and put his name down again. I don't see him on the list. He hasn't done that yet.
What do you mean, the list?
Yes, there is.
But you can still invite him. He doesn't have to put himself on the list for you to invite him.
Do I? Well, I haven't looked at that.
You can invite anybody. I mean, the list is just there. The reason the list was created was because, let's say some guy wants to play in league, but he doesn't know anybody. So he puts his name on a list and says, "Hey, I'd like to play in league." So a captain like you could go over and see this and say, "Hey, well, here's a guy," and you look at his rating and you go, "Okay, this guy would fit on our team," and you invite him. That's the reason the list was created. But you can invite anybody you want.
I'll need to look at it.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the list to do an invite.
Oh, and here's the other breaking news. You know how Cheeky Chico was unbeaten so far?
Yeah.
He never won a game last night.
Well, I'll be honest with you, because I've watched him play a number of times, and I was like, I don't understand how he's unbeaten. And, I mean, I'm not saying he's not a good player. I mean, he is and stuff, but I just couldn't understand how he was unbeaten. And I figured, okay, well, he must be relaxed and playing great in the league, and he probably has been. Mm-hmm. But still, I mean, to be unbeaten in the league for that long was pretty impressive.
He had a good run. Yeah.
Well, he's still one of the best players out there. Mr. Bill has got an 82% match. Semi-Pro's got a 90. He's next at, well, Cobra's at 100, but he's only played once.
He only played that 1 week, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chico's played a lot, and he's at 81. I mean, Mr. Complainer about it, Semi-Pro's at 90%, you know, and I still never dropped him. You know, he came back and begged me to drop him. I'm like, no, because I know what kind of player he is, and I just, you know, I wasn't going to do it because I felt like, you know, if he played the way he's capable of playing, that he still was the favorite, even at that rating. And I know a lot of people disagreed with me on that, but it's sort of proven out to be like that.
Well, Larry's got himself to the carom stages now. What he doesn't want to do is do something daft and lose his points. Now, what we saw Slim do earlier on today, I don't know whether he was listening to the stream while he was playing, but what Slim did was sensible. He had put a decent run together. He could have played a wild shot to try and get a carom by running the cue ball, but all he did was decide just to, you know, roll a ball and keep his points. And I wonder how many players will actually think about that.
Let me ask you a question, because this is how bad I know Cowboy. So he's on a carom now. If he makes us 5 and carom's the 1, is that a foul if he makes the 5?
Exactly, of course. So it's carom's only between 90 and 100. If you
so you're not allowed to make a ball when it's carom's.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Now see, Larry's
he played a good shot here.
Larry's trying to get there. Good effort.
Yeah, but that's so he gets to keep his points. Yeah, I mean that's. I think this Cowboy game's a good game. I mean, I know a lot of players like it. I've never actually played this in real life.
Oh, it's a niche game for VP4. I mean, there are dedicated players who play it. Unfortunately, it's only early in the morning my time when I know I can probably get a regular game of doubles. I love the doubles at it. And,
well, this is near impossible to not get it here. You got 2 balls you can hit.
Odds on. Now what he wants to do is go to the rail off the 3 and bump the 1 up towards the 5. That's the shot he should be playing.
No,
if he was on caroms. Yeah, I'm thinking it was Larry who was at the table. I'm reading the chat and I'm looking.
And this is perfect. I mean, how can you not get a carom here?
Now you see, this is where the match.
Now see that's where maybe you come out for the 5 ball and try to leave the 1 and 3 down there together.
Yeah, but this is the point where Larry's riding a tightrope here, because Tommyy, if he can get himself in line, he could be chasing trouble. Larry down. No, I think he's fine. I guess
he can go forward here.
He can go force follow, and this is an easy hit. But he needs to watch the pace in the 3. You see, you want to get that. That's a good shot because he's putting it near the 5. And now what he doesn't want to do is finish in a straight line behind the 5. So he wants to get out to an angle.
If he gets out up to the side pocket, it's an easy hit. Oh, he went that way. Okay, yeah, that's not so wonderful. Well, I would have drawn it back. If you drew it back to like where the crosses, you would have had an easy carom and gone up to the side pocket.
No, he still doesn't want to push the 5. That's fine. Again, he's okay.
Yeah, these guys obviously play this game pretty good because they're not having any problems making caroms.
Tommy's 1 point behind.
Oh, so he's in the carom stage now too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it, at 90 it goes to caroms?
90, and then you get to 100 and you have to scratch off the 1.
You have to play the scratch out, yeah. Now, there's a game, and it's kind of a cool game. So it's a good exercise in learning how to play better. You can't do it on VP because we don't have any rules like this, but one of the real good practice drills. Oh, he missed the ball.
He might have skimmed that, did he?
I don't think he did.
Yes, he did.
Guy, that must have been paint.
Yeah,
You
he
got a
just skimmed
replay
it.
on that, Hugh? That must have just been paint.
No, because I'm on my old XSplit broadcaster,
Oh, okay.
so I can use my doodle. So I can use that.
What was I saying?
You were talking about another type of game.
Oh yeah. So because Cowboy reminds me of the scratch and the last. So what you do is it's called
Not this
reverse. It's reverse pull. So what you do is you play 8-ball. Okay. So when you shoot at a ball, what you're doing is you're trying to knock the cue ball off that ball into the pocket. And if you do that, you get to pull the ball off the table.
Right.
So you basically play 8-ball, but every shot you're trying to knock the cue ball off the ball into a pocket.
Yeah, as long as it's from your set of balls, you're just basically trying to scratch off every ball that's your ball.
Yeah.
And clear the table.
It's a great game to learn, what line the cue ball is going to move on after you hit the object ball.
Hang on a minute.
People struggle with that, and it's a great game to learn that.
So what happens?
But you can't play it in VP because we don't have that.
Well, is it just straight through to the 8-ball and do the same in the 8-ball? You don't have to do something fancy in the 8-ball with three reel it or something like that.
No. The whole game is just scratch off whatever a ball on.
I bet the Filipinos would love that game.
Well, they'd be great at it. Anybody that's a good pool player is good at it, because they know which line the cue ball is going to run on. But it will help you with any billiard game because you start to understand the line the cue ball moves on.
Well, here's my favourite shot: the 3-railer behind the 1. He's trying to go direct to it. That's always dangerous because you've got a danger of pushing it into the hole. But he's hit it.
Well, very well done.
Now he can go again. Another favourite shot of mine is the 3-railer off the 3 into the 1. Got to get the spin working here. Danger with this is pushing the 3-ball up to another pocket, but it's a fairly easy 3-rail to the 1. And he's running
going
loose.
A different way, and he's going to miss this.
Well, you see, a Cowboy player, a genuine Cowboy player, would never have played that shot. He would have always done what I'm talking about
to
there.
The 1-ball.
Yeah. And you always have to go behind the 1-ball. You don't want to go, cutting across it in case you push it into the hole. And here's another easy one. Larry will get this. Yeah,
but I'll tell you what,
I'm
impressed with the level of play at this. It's better than I thought it would be. Now, granted, I'm ignorant about this game, so.
Larry's ignorant about the fact he was on 93 when he potted that 3. I think he was trying to squeeze the 3 to get to the 1 to make the carom, but didn't plan on potting the 3 there.
Well, that's dangerous hitting it that hard because you could make a ball.
Yeah.
Of course, if you only got 1 to lose, I guess it doesn't matter as much.
Well, let's have a quick look at what he's got here.
This is pretty easy.
Well,
he's got to miss a double kiss. Yep. And he went behind it. That's a smart play. That's a good way to miss a double kiss. And this is easy. See, this is when you get these balls close together like this.
Mm-hmm.
So a billiard player, unfortunately, he's got to draw this a little. So he's got to hit this 3-ball a little harder. If you could just roll off the 3-ball, you could keep them close together. But the reason why, and he did a pretty good job of it, the reason why they have what's called balk line billiards, which... Didn't we put balk line in VP3? I don't think balk line's in. I actually have the rules for it in, but I don't think I put the some of the stuff in. But the reason why balk line exists is because guys got so good at herding a couple balls into the corner in straight rail that that's why balk line exists. Watch out!
Yeah,
watch out!
It's gone in, and Larry's got his chance.
So, I know it's possible. Now, obviously, with pockets in the corner, that's a little harder to do on a pool table because you can't just herd the balls into a corner. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with balk line and straight rail and all these billiard games, but balk line basically has a box where you have to move the thing out.
Yeah, the straight rail billiards. You've got the lines in the corner. You can't stay in the corner any more than a certain amount of shots. Is that right?
You're right. It's yeah, Bachline, but Bachline, what is it? Bachline has different lines. See, this is my ignorance on this showing because I learned about all this stuff by putting the rules in for it. Yeah, straight rail has like it's a triangle in the corners.
Yeah.
Bachline has some other kind of box in there, and
I don't know whether it's like that. What, like the break box in 9-ball?
No,
something like that.
It's a line I think you have to go above. I believe it's a line you have to go above. Let me look it up real quick. It's been so long since I looked at this.
And that's a delicate little carom there from Larry. Now he's got a good chance to get out here. The only thing he doesn't want to do is leave that one ball on the rail and block his sight. Or, reduce the angle so he's not got another shot. He's bumped it off the rail. Now he can play a delicate one down onto that 3. He's on 98, so the only thing now is the chances of having an easy shot next shot are not that good.
Yeah, I'm going to post the link in case anybody's interested in what a Bachline table looks like. And it's the same idea as straight rail as far as, preventing people from making big runs. Oh, he nicked it. He nicked it.
Did he?
Yeah.
He got it as well.
He got a piece of it.
Well, he's on 99, so this is where it's dangerous. I mean, he's got a chance on the 5-ball here. And if he keeps the 1 ball fairly decent where it is off the rail, he'll have the outshot as well if he can get the carom. He doesn't want this 1 ball to come right. Oh, he's gone the other way.
No, he didn't get it. But the reason I'm bringing it up, these billiard games up, is because if you guys like Cowboy, you've got straight rail in there, you can play that, and I could put Bachline in. I mean, the reason why it's not in there, I believe I put the rules in. I just haven't fully implemented it. It's one of those games where I thought, you know what, I'm not going to finish this unless somebody wants it because it was a fair amount of work.
Well, if you've done the work, you might as well put it in.
Well, I've done part of the work, not all of it.
Right, well, we've got a neck and neck race to the finish line here in this first rack. This is now 40 minutes old, this rack.
Well, this is an interesting situation here because this looks like a pretty tough hit. Now, a billiard player would probably
skim the inside and onto the 5.
Play the one to the 3. A good billiard player will probably play the 1 to the 3 ball.
Yeah, but there's always a danger of the scratch. But inside, when he just caught it.
Oh, that was a nice play, yeah.
Now, he's looking good for the outshot. Let's have a look. Yeah, he just has to cut across it, get the force follow.
Oh, yeah, he's going straight into the pocket.
Well, he looks as if he's going. He looks the way he's played at the moment. Now, he's lining it up now. That's about right. The way he is.
It's always less than you think it would be on this kind of shot because it curves out a little.
Yeah, and the 1's out the way, and he's home and dry. First rack to Larry.
Yeah, this looks like a fun game. I mean, it's got some strategy to it.
Oh, it's fun when I'm playing it, Steve. You want to see the stuff I get up to when I'm playing this. I mean, I'm the one that takes the risks. I do the crazy 3 rail shots. As soon as I get a sniffer one, I'm onto it. I don't turn them down. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Blind Hog. Welcome to Cobra.
When you're on the ball pot, can you do a pot and a carom and get extra points?
Well, if you look at the HUD, if you come to the table and it's your visit, and you pot a 1 and you say you carom another ball, you'll get the points for the ball that you pot plus the carom that you played, plus you've also got an open table next shot. The open table means obviously you can play a pot or a carom. And if
look at that.
Yeah.
Did you see what he just did? That ball almost went in and didn't. Now he's got a duck. So the potted balls, when you're potting a ball, the caroms count for extra points, but when you're caroming a ball, you can't pot anything.
No, when you carom a ball in the now again in this phase, Steve. In this phase, you can carom a ball and pot a ball at the same time. You get all the points.
Oh, you do. Okay,
Yeah, so
it's the same thing.
Yeah, the magic number of the sort of 147 in Cowboy is to pot all 3 balls with a carom, and you get all the points for all the balls going down plus the carom.
That's a windfall. So it's pretty sad that you have to explain the rules of a game that I
Well,
wrote the rules to.
I'm quite surprised at you, Steve. You don't have
Well, I don't remember. You know how long it's been since I wrote the rules.
Oh, but probably 15. Well, are we talking about VP3? I mean,
yeah, I don't think. Well, no, the rules did change for this because we put in the alternate mode.
Yeah.
Which wasn't in VP3. Wow, yeah. Did he just dog that ball?
Yeah, he certainly
did.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so he's going to suck this back and get a carom and a 1 ball.
Potman will get you back into the league.
I not only wrote the rules, Pot Man. I wrote the code that executes the rules in a game. Yeah, but I mean, my brain's had way too much things go through it for me to remember that.
Yeah, the one thing I would like in Cowboy is a race to 201, a race to 301. I would like games like that.
Yeah, I mean, we could put some other options in. I mean, obviously the alternate carom pot ball option is good because it makes the game better for good players.
Well, I mean, initially I was scared of it. The fact that it was, that the guys that were playing it were all in the 10-footer, and now I wouldn't go back to the 9-footer. It's got to be the 10-footer, and it's got to be alternate. I really love the game.
Yeah, can you imagine Efren playing this game?
Oh, he would have. This game would be over. This would be over.
Yeah. I'll tell you a story about Efren. So I'm talking to Jose Perica. I don't know if you guys know who Jose Perica is, but in the 90s, he was probably the best player in the world for 5 years. Great player. So I'm talking to Perica, and he had come in second in a professional snooker tournament in Asia, and one of the matches he beat James
Watana.
I will say this name.
Watana. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and he's not a snooker player. So that's pretty impressive for a pool player to go in there and do that. And I was going, wow. I said, that's really impressive. He goes, that's nothing. He goes, there was a English billiard player, top English billiard players in the world. Efren gets in this tournament, has never played English billiard, and he wins it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, can you imagine that? The best guys in the world at English billiards, and Efren comes in, he's never played the game, and he wins the tournament.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, if if Cowboy was played in real life by the top pros today, the first mistake you're ever going to do is lose the lag, because that's end of game. They're going to run the table 101.
No, not. I don't think so, because most of the top pool players don't play billiards that much, and Efren's a little different. Efren is a world-class billiards player. I mean, Efren plays. I mean, if he was playing like in the U.S. our billiards thing, and it's not as good as the international circuit, but he would probably be one of the top players in that. I mean, he has beaten top billiard players playing billiards.
Was this on the 12-foot table? The one that he won, you were talking about. I mean, was it a proper snooker table? Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, how else are you going to play English billiards?
Well, I mean, it could have been a 10-foot table or something daft like that. The Americans have.
No, this was the top. This was like the top guys. This was a big tournament.
Oh,
this wasn't like mess around.
I thought he was going to get a little bonus double carom there. Welcome to Whiz Kid.
Yeah, Efren's very unusual because I don't think there's ever been a pool player, like a professional pool player that played billiards as good as Efren plays it. So it's a little unusual.
Well, he's maybe a bit like Albinario, and maybe not in the same scale Albinario, but Albinario's adaptability to games is probably about the best in VP4, in that he'll adapt to all the different games. Albinario's in this tournament, you can guarantee he's going to be no mug at it.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you a maybe response on that, and I'll tell you why. Because it's like the difference between being a 9-ball player and a pool player. Albinario's a pool player, and the thing about being a pool player is if you're a pool player, you can play all the games.
Yeah,
because you've got the skill set, to do it. So, and the main thing is, like, if you're a good straight pool player, which Albin is very good at that. If you're a good straight pool player, you're automatically going to be good at every single pool game, except for one pocket. I mean, you'd be good at running balls in one pocket and breaking them up, and you'd be very good at running balls in one pocket, but you won't know like a lot of the other stuff. But that's why I've said before, if you really want to learn to become a good pool player, straight pool is by far the best game you can play. If you just played 9-ball all the time, you're not going to be a great pool player, because when you get in other games like 8-ball and one pocket and straight pool, and you're not going to play those games that well, because you don't have the same kind of pattern play, understanding of breaking balls out and playing caroms and billiards and stuff that you will from playing straight pool.
Yeah, that's why I was disappointed Spectre Dawn was in the tournament and then he bailed out. Because I think he would, it would broaden his horizons a little bit, going to something different. He's not going to win the tournament probably, but at the end of the day, I mean, Cobra's in it, and Cobra's adapted to the game very well. He's settling in it, no problem. And I think Spectre Dawn would have done the same.
That's the thing, is the more games you can play like this, the better you're going to get at playing other pool games. And that's why I keep telling people you should play one pocket. I mean, the one pocket is a tremendous game, and you'll learn a lot about playing shots that you almost never play in 9-ball, or you play a lot of really difficult shots, a lot of kick shots, if you want to learn to kick good. And I think everybody started to see how important kicking is after this 10-ball World Championship, that how important it is to kick well when you're up at that upper level. And you're kicking all the time when you play one pocket.
Well, Larry shot himself in the foot there. He missed the pot and the 5 into the side. His visit was 0, and Tommyy can try and take advantage of that and get himself back into this match. He wants to be favourite to get to the 90s if he can keep this visit going.
Well, he's left himself a little funny here.
Well, this is a 2-in-1 shot. 2-in-1, but he's found the gap.
Out.
He's found the gap and he's scratched. It's always the danger when you start running the cue ball. You're always taking that risk. So Larry's got off the hook there.
You got to know the line it's running on. And, I think that's where playing 3 cushion would help in this game. That kind of shot where you're taking part of a ball, like a half a ball, and you're running on a line. Like a 3 cushion player, that kind of shot, they're going to execute very well. I think, I like to come up with general rules about, not that rules can't be broken, but kind of a way to think about a game. And in this game, if you're running a ball like that, I would not want to try to hit a ball that was less than half a diamond from the corner pocket, unless it was blocking the corner pocket, because there's too big a chance of scratching.
Oh dear, Larry's taking his eye right off the ball. He's missed a pot in a 5, and I don't think he's going to get off as lightly here if Tommyy keeps himself focused. And now,
yeah, well, this looks like the thin hit on the 3 ball.
Well, it's a pot. It's
he's going to pot and go. No,
it's an open table. An open table, so he has the choice. So now he's still got an open table because he made another carom.
Oh, so when I don't know. I see. There's so many rules.
You see what I was talking about there, Steve? Tommy's came to the table.
When you do both, then you have your choice again of what you're going to do.
Yeah, but only on your foot. You know, as soon as you come to the table, if you want to keep it an open table, you must keep potting a ball and carom in another one. You know.
Ah, okay. So as soon as you don't do that, it's not open anymore.
Yeah,
okay.
it's on to whatever the next shot is, whether it be a pot or a carom. Yeah. Now, needless to say, it doesn't happen much more than maybe 3 in a row in Cowboy when we play it. Sometimes you'll get 2 or 3 in a row where you've had a pot and a carom, but then the run doesn't necessarily last much longer than that.
I'm kind of surprised this game's not more popular in VP. I mean, it's kind of it's a pretty cool game when you play it like this with the alternate.
It's hilarious when it's doubles though. It's even more enjoyable when you're playing doubles. And all the guys I play with playing doubles, they're all very competent, and there's 2 or 3 of them in this tournament who have got low ratings, and that's what we're saying to the guys. Don't ever look at these guys' ratings. There's a couple of them in this tournament where their ratings are low. But, the ratings are low because when they started playing Cowboy, they were probably losing. And now most of the time they play doubles, so you don't get any rating changes.
If you play doubles, your rating doesn't change.
And that's why I'm saying don't be fooled into thinking, well, this guy's an umpty, he's only a 1600 rated player. Well, there's a sitter.
Wow.
Tommy's missed an absolute sitter into the side.
That was a duck. Wow. So every time you first time to the table, so Larry's going to play this into the 1 ball, right? He's going to pot the 5 and run the cue ball into the 1.
He may well try that. Yeah, that's what you always try and do. If you've got a chance, you try and pot the ball and get the carom like that. So now he's still got an open table.
This is sitting great because he's going to have this on the 3 to the 5 too. Same shot. He's going to make the 3, hit it with a little inside English, and run into the 5.
If he can, he's playing it safe.
Now, why wouldn't he try that?
Because he didn't see the shot, or he didn't. He wants to play the 5-1. Now.
Yeah, but if he would have run into the 5, he'd have an open table. I don't get that. I don't get why he didn't try to run into the 5 ball there.
Well, I think they're really basically just hoping they can pot a ball in because the shots they've missed in the last 10 minutes have been awful.
Well, yeah.
They've both taken their eye off the ball, but the thing is Tommy's not got to 90 yet, and he might pay the price for that. You know what Larry's like? Once Larry gets his teeth into something and he started doing stupid things, he'll start to focus.
Oh, boy, but yeah, then there's that.
No, he's got the carom.
I guess the carom. He got the carom. I thought he was playing the ball, too. Maybe he was only playing the carom, which maybe he's cinching the carom. I'm so used to potting balls. Like, if it was me, I'd be making that 3 ball and running into the 1. But I know I know I can execute that shot.
But there's the cinch carom that you're left. As soon as you pot the 5, it's going in the spot. You're next to the 3.
I see. That's probably a pretty good strategy there. It's guaranteed.
Now the 3 ball needs to stay there. Now you can pot the 3 and drop just off the rail for a 1-5. There's a danger of the scratch on the side though if you get the 5 wrong.
Yeah.
Let's see what Larry sees here. He might be trying to go up table, but he hasn't He hasn't
Well,
jacked up.
he's not going up table. He's hitting that. He hit that with
No,
inside.
he's going for the 5-3. Now I think he might be. No, he isn't. See, this is where you end up looking an umpty.
Well,
You end up dead straight.
This is a terrible position.
See, I would have played that gentle in the 3 and stayed again in the kitchen because I'm looking up the table at my options rather than trying to get on the spot. When you try and get on the spot, you're narrowing down your chances and you end up like that.
I'd probably play off the 1 ball to the 3.
Right.
And the reason why I do that is because it's natural. You know, you just pick how much of the 1 ball you want to hit, and maybe you need a little run in English, but like it's natural. The shot he shot wasn't natural.
See, that's a thing that I talk about as well. A lot of the guys that will play Cowboy, they look around the table for a minute looking for a shot. When a shot is there on the natural angle off the ball, as you say, it's how thick you hit the object ball and whether you think you need any English, whether you want to straighten the cue ball to make the line off the rail or anything. You've got to use the angles that are there. A lot of guys think you have to fizz the cue ball all over the place to get shots in this game. Probably the same thing in 3 cushion. They think they have to fizz everything. When
the shot
are there
off the 1 ball is, you know, when you cut the 1 ball, it's naturally going to put some English on the cue ball. You know, it's a very natural shot. Like a 3 cushion player, that shot's probably really easy for him. I mean, because they're going to get the ball going on line. And I think that's the skill that I always talk about in pool is being able to get the cue ball running on line.
Too much
when
English.
I walk in a pool hall and I look around and I see who I want to play and who I don't. The guys I don't want to play are the guys that are rolling the cue ball on line all the time. That's a guy I'm not going to ask to gamble with because I know if a player can roll a cue ball on real good lines all the time, then they're a really good player.
Well, this isn't great shape for Larry. I mean, he's got the pot in the 3, but he's got to stay above the 3 here. He must just drop this in and stay above the 3.
Yeah, I mean, with those balls on the rail, that makes it a lot trickier.
Yeah, if he comes up past this side pocket, that's no good. You see where he is now. That's no use whatsoever because he's looking for the carom. And if he'd stayed below the 3, he would have had 2 choices.
He's probably better off just coming off the 1 and going for the 5, or vice versa, coming off the 5 and going for the 1. I think coming off the 1, going for the 5 isn't a terribly difficult shot.
It looks as if he's going top rail, side rail onto the 1. Yeah, trying to get there.
That to me is a lot harder shot than just coming off the 1 ball and going to the 5.
You know, the most popular thing I keep talking about is always whether you're staying above the 3 or below the 1. So if you look at the kitchen line, let's say it's there. When you've got balls awkward like that and that there, and you're potting that 3 ball, you must just drop it in because then you want to leave the cue ball somewhere here. That way you can play a line down to there, you can play a line over to here. Right. And Larry should have been thinking about that.
Yeah, this is an opportunity to pot the 3 and go for the 5. Now, he didn't do that, but he could have force followed that and made the 3 and gone after the 5 ball.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get it that time. Now, Larry has to get a contribution here, and he's got an easy start. He's got an easy 1, and if he stays low in the 1, he's got a 1 to the 5. He might have gone too far again. Yes, he has. You see, he's blocked himself out.
Yeah.
See, there are basic mistakes that you make in Cowboy all the time, and that's the one where you block yourself out on the force follow.
And part of the issue here is if you do run it.
Look where this is heading.
Watch out. See, he could have played off the 1 at the 3, but he had the same issue. He hits the 3 a little funny or doesn't get to the 3, and then he scratches.
Yeah. So I've noticed that in all the matches today, as much as these guys are all competent players, the way I play, there are certain shots where they're not seeing the shot, the most obvious one to me. And the run is generally ending or going pear-shaped one way or another as soon as they've done the wrong shot. So these guys are making sort of basic errors that regular Cowboy players avoid at all costs.
Well, I
But
mean, it's an
other than that,
opportunity for them to
that's
learn
it.
in this tournament.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing about playing in these things. You're going to play the guys that play better, or understand the game better, and learn something.
My rule is always, when there's balls going in spots, my own personal rule is that these areas here are the most important. When you have a pot and you're looking for a carom, if the balls are in the middle of the table, that's going as well.
Out.
You've got to be looking at staying below or above. Okay, if a ball's in a rail, below and above is still a good option because it can give you a carom to a rail or whatever. You know, so. But I think, like most games that you play long enough, then there's certain obvious shots that you're always going to see because you've been doing them often enough and long enough. And I suppose that's the same in one pocket. You know, there's certain shots that you know, and you'll naturally play them. And Cowboy's a bit like that. You know, there's patterns that come up all the time in Cowboy.
Well, you've got to get it's part of it's the visual. You've got to learn the visual, and part of it's the feel of the shot. But yeah, I mean, like kick shots that come up in one pocket all the time, banks. You know, when I say people in VP could bank a lot better, it's because I know it from my personal experience, but I also know it from watching some of the great bank players. Is that you can learn to do it, but the way you learn to do it is by playing the game. If you play a lot of banks, then
it just
becomes. When you watch this Moscone Cup coming up, you watch Skylar Woodward, and you watch how good he banks. He's from Kentucky. Kentucky's where all the best bank players are from. They play banks like crazy in Kentucky. That's how you get good at it. You play it a lot.
Well, now this shot that Tommy's about to play, he wants to hit this spur to get the 5 back around the angles and down the table into this bottom half of the table.
Yeah, he can't pot that ball, and
now that's good because he's got it down into very adjacent to the 3, so he's fine. And he
can play the 3 and get a carom on the 5 if he wants.
The only danger is where he's left a 1. But if he can keep these tight, he'll be out easy enough because he'll have an easy enough scratch off the 1.
So when he's on a carom like this, he can still get the points for the pot, right?
No. We're in the carom phase.
It's only when it's open.
He's missed it. Okay. He's missed it.
Wow.
You see how delicate things and how easy it is for things to go wrong. You try and play a little cute nudge onto that 3 and he's missed the hit. Well, this is Larry's last chance, I think. He's got to make a score here, and his first target is 90. He has to get there.
You don't think he'll get to the table again? I bet you he does.
Well, he is at the table.
He gets another chance. I bet he gets another chance after this turn.
Oh, he'll get another chance, but I'm talking about how his mindset needs to be. My mindset coming to the table now, looking at this score, I've got to get to 90 to put pressure on Tommy. Because then it's anybody's game once you get into the caroms.
So, Stephen Thompson says his match against Acero took 4.5 hours.
No, that's when he's going to be playing, I think. Is that not what he's talking about? I think he's arranged his match for the middle of the night, my time. I think it's after midnight when he's playing.
Oh, he's playing it real late tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's if Acero shows up. Acero's... remember the last time he was in the tournament, he had a really, really dodgy... He had a worse connection than Stubb. He's probably got more viruses than Stubb had, and he gave up in the end of the day.
So when you're in this carom phase like this, where Larry is now, if you make the ball, it's no good?
No. Tommy is in the carom phase. Larry's in the chasing phase. No,
I meant when Larry's on a carom.
No, when Larry's on a carom and he's under 90, he gets the points. But you just got to be careful.
He still gets the points. It's only when you get into it. The carom phase is when you're above 90 points.
Yeah, and if he's on 86 and he makes a carom, but during the carom he he caroms the 1 and pots the 5, then he's lost his points because he's gone over the 90 and it's a foul. And
yeah, you have to hit 90 exactly.
Yeah, many a time I've done that. Every Cowboy player's done that.
Yeah, I remember all this stuff vaguely.
Now Larry's, what is he, 72?
It's actually a pretty complicated game set rules. I mean, because, what's the simplest game rules are?
What?
It's one pocket. It's straight pull. Oh, one pocket. How can you get any simpler? You each got a corner pocket. You win by making more balls in your pocket. You can't get a simpler rules than that. Straight pull. You can shoot any ball you want, any pocket. Every ball's a point. I mean, and that's what's wrong with games like snooker. The rules are too complicated.
Here we go. Here we go with an hour of ranting about snooker again.
Well, the rule for foul and miss.
Yeah.
Is longer than the rule for all the rules for one pocket or straight pull. Just that one rule in snooker, if you read the text and look how long that is, it's longer than the complete set of rules for straight pull or one pocket.
Oh dear.
And then there's golf. Guess who invented golf?
Yeah. Well, what's but the problem is, Steve, hang on.
Whoa.
The problem is that that's 5 points gone for Larry. So the contributions aren't good enough, Larry, at the moment. Problem is the Americans got a hang of golf and started mucking up all the rules.
Oh no. No. Oh no. The problem is the Americans. I'll tell you what. I talk to people that play golf because I play golf. I'm around golf. They all think that that's fine. They, because they play golf their whole lives and stuff. They think, oh, this is fine. They don't realize how screwed up the rules are.
Yeah.
You play other games like, I mean, if you look at the golf rule book and you go, okay, well, yeah, it's kind of thick, but it's not ridiculous. It's a complicated game. The golf rule book's pretty thin.
Yeah, until you bring in.
If you take a look at the interpretations on the rules,
that's the thing I was talking about. Yeah,
that thing looks like an encyclopedia.
and then you've got to take into consideration local rules. What happens in the course if you go near this fence, if you go near that. That then complicates it again. Yeah.
I like games with simple rules. These rules are a little bit complicated, but obviously enough players have figured them out that. But any new player coming into VP, he's going to get there. Not quite.
Okay, boy, simple enough.
Any new player coming into VP, if they try to play Cowboy, they're going to be like,
yeah, wow. Well, that's generally the case. There's you get a lot of bangers in Cowboy. New players who don't understand the setup, and they generally get the bangers banging balls and hope one goes in and hits another.
He's going to thin this and go 2 or 3 rails.
That's the obvious shot. You would go right side of the 3 ball and into the 5, and he hasn't got the line.
No, too thick.
That shot is an easy shot because it comes up a lot of times. The little 3-railer. Well, Larry's had chances here.
The hardest game with the most strategy in pool
is one pocket.
Yep. So think about this for a second. The game that has the most strategy, you play the hardest shots of any game, and is the most difficult to play, has the simplest rules.
Yeah, and it's the only
you make more balls in your pocket than other guys.
Yeah, but it's the only game I've ever played, and I haven't played it a lot, but we did do it a little bit. And it's the only game I've ever played in VP4 where when I finished the game, I've had a numbness down the right side of my body and a sore head.
Well, I will say this about one pocket. You will get a headache until you learn to play it because it's, you're just thinking so hard until you kind of get a feel for the game and understand the shots you need to play and stuff,
Well,
you'll get brain ache every time.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt, and I'll give that advice to anybody who plays one pocket, and you're playing somebody like Slim or Bedhead. You will have a sore head, as well as getting your ass handed to you as well. That's part of the deal.
But I'll tell you one of the good things about one pocket is, let's say, you're not one of the top guys playing 10 ball or 9 ball or something. You're a good player, but you're not like, you miss a ball once in a while and stuff. Like, take a guy like Larry, okay? Larry's a good player. He's played a lot of VP. He's capable of playing really good at a high level, but, if you watch him play, every once in a while he misses a ball that, a guy like maybe Cobra isn't going to miss.
Mm-hmm.
But you get Larry on a one pocket table, if he understands the game, then all of a sudden, he's going to be the equal or better than guys like Cobra because, missing a ball once in a while in one pocket isn't the end of the world like it is in a rotation game.
Well, don't forget that Bedhead and Slim, they play it on very tight. I mean, you can barely get the ball in the hole on the 10-footer when the pockets are very tight.
Yeah.
As tight as they can go.
That makes the strategy, it changes the game a little bit. But one pocket in general is good on tight tables. I mean, I've played one pocket in real life on tight tables, and if you're going to play on a tighter table, one pocket's good on that game compared to other games. And if you're going to play on a little looser table, that's better for straight pool.
Well, this is a crucial visit for Larry. He hasn't got the pot in the 5.
You cursed him right off the bat.
Yeah. Tommyy now, easy carom from the 1 to the 5. Got to watch he doesn't catch the top side of that 5 and pot it.
No, you don't want to catch the top side at all. Oh, look at this.
Oh, that. Now that's what you call the numpty shot in Cowboy.
That would be embarrassing. I think we ought to take this video and post it on Facebook. That shot.
That's the shot of the day. That one.
That was crazy bad. Oh man! That was an empty shot.
Tommyy can still lose this. He might be 98, but doing that sort of shot, Larry's going to be slabbering at the mouth here.
That was surprising.
And he needs to keep a ball in play, which he has done. And now he wants to pot that one and get out of there. Unless he pots the 5 and comes back the way and leaves the carom from the 5 to the 3.
Yeah, Slim, I'm going to say it another way. I think every shot you take in one pocket needs to be productive. And, moving balls, trapping guys, if you're just playing defense and you're not improving your table position, then it's like spinning your wheels. You're not going anywhere. If you watch the guys that are good play, they're always improving, making progress on almost every single shot. I mean, rarely will they play a purely defensive shot.
Well, Larry's into the carom phase now. Anything can happen. And that 5 ball... it's not good.
Repetition has... he's clipped the numpty shot and posted it.
Yeah, you can make the what is it you call it again? Make a clip now. You can make 60-second clips on YouTube.
He just did. That's great. That's great. I mean, that's just crazy. Well, okay, Tommy's got another chance, and he's got a pretty simple shot here. I mean, I would think that this would be like a pretty much a regular kind of carom shot here.
Well, he's got to bring the 5.
How much of the 5 you take?
He's got to bring the 5 off the rail, or stay below the 3. See, now he's dead in the water. Because the 1 ball, that is a perfect shot for an out off the 1. The scratch off the 1 is there. He's got to make the carom one way or another. He's in 99.
Well, you overcut this 3 ball and hit this with high right
and miss the
run
double.
into the 5.
Miss the double kiss.
No, you won't kiss here. There's no kiss here. You just have to overcut the 3 and then get the line right. Something like that.
Now, he's home and dry. We're going to be all square. There's no way in the earth he's ever missing this.
Well, never say never.
No way.
You wouldn't think he'd miss this.
No way.
It's hard to hit this too thin, but you can't hit it too thick.
I can't believe he'll miss this. Yeah.
No, he didn't. All right, I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'll be back.
Well, Larry had umpteen chances to get right in this and get a 2-0 lead, but he's going to have to start work again. 1 rack all, and that we're now an hour and 18 minutes into the match. So this is taking longer than the matches earlier on because they're going at a sedate pace. How's that match going? Repetition, is it 6-5 to Ding still? That's a good comeback by Mark Allen. I just wish this match wasn't on tonight. I'd have been watching it. Well, you just want to play this gentle onto the 5 just to keep the 5 there and pot it. If you don't pot it off this shot, well, that's not going to happen. Again, you pot the 3 and come down behind the 1. Well, he's totally missed the pot. Looking to play the 3-5 carom. Again, if you come down behind the 1 and stayed below the 1, you've got the options. You've got the 2 options up table. Larry's playing for the 1 option, which is not always the best strategy. The other thing is that I find that if you get down to the carom stage in Cowboy and you've got the balls fairly close, and I'm talking, pretty close where you want to play little dinks, then my best advice is get zoomed in. Don't play caroms from a distant view. Get right zoomed in. I think it helps your touch a lot better for playing the little dinky caroms. Well, I think he's going to have to punch this in to get the cue ball out. He's taking his medicine. He's got the line for the force follow. Again, an easy force follow. The 1 ball will be going near the top left-hand pocket, if not in. Oh no, that shows you I wasn't behind the line of the shot because it looked as if it was going up towards the pocket. Well, again, you pot the 5, stay above the 5. Get above the 5 when you pot it. See, again, with this shot here, if he'd potted the 5 up in the top right, he's got 2 choices looking back from towards the 5. See, he's now got 1 choice, which is, again, okay, he's finished pretty good on it, and he should get the carom. But if he'd stayed top side of that 5, he had 2 choices. And when you play that shot, it's all about keeping that ball that you've just hit in play, which he's done. And again, I think he's got too much angle in the 3 here. But you can play that. No, you can play this with left English to check the cue ball and come back into the table. See, he's going for the carom from the 5 to the 1. But again, if he went forward with left English, he would have stayed this side. And again, had 2 choices depending where the cue ball finished. when you start playing for the one single choice, then you know that you have to get it on the money to have that shot. You've got to give yourself as many options as you can. Not that you have a lot of options in Cowboy, but it's how you start stringing runs together. Oh, I forgot to say, I'll say to Steve when he comes back. So, the run is 26 and counting. Now again, this doesn't need to be hit hard. The 5's going up towards the right hand corner pocket, the 3's going towards the top left hand corner pocket. He's not hit it quite hard enough. He could cut the 3 and possibly skim across to the 5 when he does so and get the 5 out into the table a bit. But again, he's playing to a sort of a bit of a no man's land area here. See, I think he'd have been better going to bump that 5 and bring it into the table. He's now struggling for his next carom. Now, he can play the 2-in-1 shot and he's not looking at it. But again, for me, the 2-in-1 shot is always on. You're coming in that line to hit the 1 or the 5 or the 1. He's playing, you know, a 1 option shot. And okay, he's got it. As long as you're confident that you can execute that shot, then fine. But the 2-in-1 option is always a get out clause as well, if you're struggling. But he's keeping it together one way or another. The run is 39. And he's missed the carom. And it wasn't difficult. The run ends on 39. Larry's got an easy carom to start. Steve's bathroom must be at the bottom of the garden. It must be an outhouse. I think the obvious shot is the fact that he's dead straight in the 3, but he wants to come into the open somewhere like that. That's fine. 3 wee spots, he's fine for the carom. And now he's gone awkward again. You know, the obvious shot, the easy one is the 1 ball, but he's going to have to be lying good. You see, the 10-foot table catches these guys out. They're not used to it. I mean, that wasn't a difficult pot in the 1, but when you're not used to this table, it'll catch you out.
I'm back. I got coffee too.
Yeah, I meant to say to you, Steve, that the fact that you've gone away there just reminded me. I meant to thank you for your contribution in the second part of the Stub Albinario match for all the 10 minutes that you were in the stream.
Well, you know, I got a call I had to take. It was one of those kind of things, you know. It's so like, I was like, okay.
So you missed the end of the match.
I know that wasn't so wonderful, but I absolutely had to take that phone call.
Right, so Tommyy back at the table. Larry's contribution is nada. He's not making an impact, and Tommyy can run away here. Any latest update, if you're still there, repetition, what's happening in that match? Where's the cue ball going?
Well, he's got the cue ball in an interesting spot.
Oh, this might be blocked out. No, he's fine. I thought that was going to spot in line there. Well, the 5 ball more than likely is going to pot here. And he's got an option from the 5 to the 1, but I tell a lie, he's on a pot now. Oh, Allen's 63-21 up to tie the match. Is that going to be 6-all if he gets it? It's a good comeback from Mark Allen. No, it might go right down to the wire, that match. And I said last night that match that Allen was playing in the semi-final would go all the way, and it did. I think it went down to the final black. Oh, he's blocked off this time, I think. Yeah. Now he's got to cut the 1. I mean, there's no way you need to be taking the combo here. You cut the 1, you're always going to pot the 1. I would never be playing this. The cutting the 1 was the simpler shot. Although he's landed okay in the carom, you've always got to rely on getting that good shape.
Well, I'd be a lot greedier. I would have potted the 5 and hit it with left English and got up and hit the 1.
Yeah, but I mean, that shot there, he didn't need to play the combo. Okay, it wasn't a difficult combo, but he had a guaranteed surefire carom there had he just cut the 1 in. But he's still fine. And again, it has to be said, Tommy's contributions have been far more impressive than Larry's so far in this rack. Larry's trailing in the distance there. That was a little bit risky, but he's got away with it, and he's in good shape now because the 5-hole spot, he's got all the balls adjacent to one another, and he's guaranteed a carom next to keep this going, as long as he runs through far enough, which he has done. He's looking very likely to be into the caroms here in a minute. Now, again, you've got to watch the angle that you're leaving off this 5 ball. He's ran through for the force follow 3 to the 5. He's got to be careful though that he's paying attention to the scoreboard, because this is the biggest failing that every Cowboy player has. They forget where they are. They're so busy focusing on scoring points and caroms that they forget that they're in 85. And
so this is funny, because if he was 5 away, he could just shoot the 5 ball.
Yep, he can shoot the 3 and come back across the table, and he'll have a backup carom. Now, I'm not quite as convinced that this is where he wants to be. He's looking at the 1 ball. He's on a carom. This isn't good.
Don't want to hit this too hard.
Yeah, he just caught it.
Got it. Yeah.
And well, that's ideal. If he can dink onto these 2 and work with them, they're going to open up, obviously. But he's done the right thing there in bringing the 5 ball back into play. And he's got to think about the same thing with this 1 ball. He's got to dink it enough that it's going to the rail and coming out. You see, now he's split them. And now it's not as easy. But he's got a simple enough little carom off the rail, probably onto the bottom rail and then onto the 5. But again, things start leaking away, and now he's really awkward over the 5. Now, again, this is a possible 2-in-1 shot.
Still not
dangerous.
Too bad. 2 railer.
Yeah, it's dangerous if you play the 2-in-1. He's going directly to the 1, and that's pretty good as well. Now he wants to kick in behind the 5. You don't want to go direct to it. Got to go that way into the 5. The 1 ball spot will stay in the kitchen so that you can then play a similar shot going the other way from the 5 to the 1. You just got to watch the angle on the 5 that you're not potting it. I don't think he is. I think he's fine. Well, it was heading that direction.
Yeah, I thought he was on the angle. He was going to have to hit it easy, and he did. He just hit it too thick.
It's a good run of 56, and he's well into the caroms, so now Larry's back's to the wall in this rack. He's got to make some sort of score here.
Boy, I don't know. If I was playing this game, I'd be thinking about keeping that table open as long as I could, where I had my choice.
And that's the right side. He should, again, Larry should be going to the rail and kicking in behind the 5. Just gentle enough. Oh, he's managed to find his way behind it. But again, it's only... Oh no, he's actually got... That's another pixel hit on the 5 ball.
That must have been pretty thin.
And he's still okay. Now, he could go the other way. He could go to the long rail and come in behind the 5, which he's doing. And he's missed it again, and he's potted a 1. And the visit was only 9.
Yeah, and this is... this shot's not that hard. A little left English, and you almost can't miss this 5 ball.
Now, this is good for a gather here if he can get the pace right. And he's just skimmed it the wrong side. He wanted to get in behind it.
Yeah, now he's got to come behind this 5 ball. You don't want to pot that thing. The thing is you can just put a lot of spin on this and make sure you're not going to hit the 5 ball. Just like that.
Now this is, let's have a look at the angle there. The only danger with this shot is actually trying to play the 2 railer onto the 3 and cutting the 1 into the side. He's going the other way. He's going for the 3 ball, which is a safer shot. And this looks pretty good. And that's not bad. Now, he doesn't want to play a risky stun onto this 1 to try and spin the cue ball into the 5, because the chances are you could end up banking the 1. He's going to go 1 to the 3. Again, that would be the safest shot. It looks as if he's looking at other options, but to me the safest shot is 1 to the 3. He's not going to cut the 1. He's going to cut it well into the short rail.
Yeah, he's got that on a pretty good line. And look at, he's got the 1 and 3 together. If he gets there,
he just didn't have the legs. Bad. So he's on 98 and he's pretty much over the line here.
See, that was a super easy 1-5, because all you have to do is kick behind it off the short rail.
Well, this will be some comeback for Larry in this rack, if he can make a score.
Let's see. So do we keep track of high run in the Cowboy stats?
No. No.
That's too bad. That would be a nice number to keep track of.
Yeah, the only thing as well is that, the tournament bracket doesn't give you, well, at least I don't think it does. It only shows you what the score was in the last rack. It doesn't show you the scores in the racks during the match, because it's a race to 3. So if you look at the bracket, it will show you like Tam won 101 to whatever it was, 77.
Yeah, that's a hanger on from when we didn't allow multiple games. I really should fix that.
No.
And I could. I mean, the stuff's in the database, so I could actually have it display the right thing.
Larry's in no miss pool now. But the thing is, you know, if Larry... see, this is where Larry's got to think about the strategy side of Cowboy. And there is a strategy because he's under threat here. You know, Tommy's almost over the line. So what Larry needs to do is score as much as he can. And then when he gets himself awkward, he has to try and push that one ball safe somewhere or something, you know, awkward. He could try hooking Tommyy. If it comes down to the 101 ball, you've got to try and you know, keep that one ball as safe as you can, and try and defend it.
He just hit that 5 ball too hard. He hits that a little easier. I think he hits the 1. He hit it too hard and did not get the carom.
Well, he doesn't want to pot it. He hasn't done, and he's got again. An easy out here. He just needs to make the carom in the 3 and be able to see the 1, and he can stun into the pocket off the 1. This is going to be 2-1. Well, maybe not so much that way. Let's have a look. He might have gone too straight. I think he can still get it. Yeah.
Yeah, he can still get this.
Yeah.
You just bring the 1 like down towards the 3 ball or right in there.
Oh, no. He didn't get it.
He missed it. Wow.
Yep. Again, the objective there was to stay further out into the table on the left side as we looked. You know, he was scratching every day of the week. He was never missing it. So, Tommyy on the scratch, the 1. Larry miles behind. But Cowboy is a game where you can be miles behind. But if you get your act together, you can always come back and win. But
that's not going to do it.
That won't do it. So the simple choice...
Play off the 1 ball would be the easiest shot, I think.
Well, this is a scratch shot, so he's looking into the top right-hand corner pocket, I think.
Yeah, play off the 1 ball into the top right. Because you can just roll this. The 3 ball you can't roll.
No, he's too thick.
And hit it too thick. The biggest problem with balls that you have to hit thin is it's hard to get the line on them because the thinner you have to hit it, the more precise you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, if you're off by a 32nd of an inch on a thin shot, it might take the ball line off by a diamond. Whereas if you're hitting like a half a ball and you're off by a 32nd of an inch, it almost doesn't matter. The difference in the ball line is going to be trivial. So
now,
ideally, you don't want to have to shoot real thin shots and have to get it. You know, that ball line wasn't easy to get because it was a long ways to the pocket, so he had to be pretty accurate, and that's tough.
The shot here is into that corner. That's where he should be going. Thin edge. He doesn't need any English. He just needs to get the right touch in the 1. And
the problem is that
oh, he's too thick again. Way too thick. But Larry, I think I'll give Larry his due there. He may well have played that safety about what was talking about trying to cover the 1 and make the 1 ball awkward.
Oh, so the final shot can only be played off the 1 ball.
Yeah, you've got to scratch off the 1. Yeah. Steve, did you actually get involved in putting this Cowboy into this game, or was it some other guy that you hired? Because you don't seem to have
I'm the one that put the rules in. I'm the one that did it.
A clue.
I just don't remember.
Well, Larry's got to again stay wise and play the right shot. I mean, if the shot is there and he can keep going, fine. But as soon as he can't, he's got to try and protect that 1 ball and frustrate Tommyy.
This is just like an 8-ball game where, you know.
Oh, did you call another
got
pocket?
A bunch of balls, and the other guy has just got the 8-ball. You know, when you get in that situation, an 8-ball, where your opponent needs an 8-ball, and you got a bunch of balls, and you're at the table, you should win that almost every time. Now, this is a little different because Larry has a long ways to go. But if he plays smart, you know, I mean, he should never give up an easy shot on this one ball. If Tommyy does get a shot, it should be a very difficult shot.
Well, I'll say this to Tommy, because Tommy's obviously listening. I would have know your limitations, Tommy, and went for the simpler shot, which was the skim off the one into the corner, rather than trying a three railer. You know, you've not got my abilities for playing them shots.
Yeah, so this is tough.
That's the crazy things I go for.
This is a very difficult shot to win off of.
Well, this is loads of top. Maybe a bit, I don't know whether a bit of right will check it. But BP Monster would have got out there. And Tam would have got out there because they know that shot. Get that cue ball going forward and spinning into the pocket. Oh no, the outshot's never easy unless it's hanging over a pocket. That's the beauty about Cowboy. You know, you end up with some really ugly things you're trying to get out on, but I've got lucky in a few occasions.
Oh, look at that. That was a nice little score there.
Now,
yeah, Larry's definitely not out of this.
You know, you can still survive this as long as you are switched on and know when to duck. Because the other thing is, you've got to remember there's no jump cues in this tournament, so the player can't bail out by lobbing over the blocking ball.
He's going to get 6 points there. See, I don't understand why you don't shoot the 5 ball in the hole there.
Well, I think the worry that a lot of players have is trying not to let that cue ball run loose. You know,
but that was just a stun shot over.
Yeah.
There was no way the cue ball was running loose. You pot the 5 and stun the cue. The 1 was right there. I mean, nothing could go wrong because you weren't going to hit the 1 hard. That's what I don't get is guys are, you know, Larry gets 1 point when he could have got 6 there. I don't understand the philosophy of doing that. Because the carom he played wasn't any easier than the one off
you see, the thing is, Steve, you're falling into the trap a lot of inexperienced Cowboy players do. They get blinkered by the 5 points of the 5 ball and desperate to pot it. What you've got to be thinking about is what's the best ball to give you the next shot. It's not just about scoring as many as you can from the one shot. It's about making the next shot easier.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. You're right. I mean, I'm not thinking about that so much, but you're right that I'm not considering that.
See, there's nothing annoys me more that with, you know, some players you get involved in Cowboy doubles and the guy's potting the 5 ball and not thinking about where he's putting the cue ball, and he gets himself 5 points, and then you come to the table, you've got absolutely slim chance of a carom. And well, now Tommy's at the table. He's got an everyday outshot off this 1 ball.
Yeah, I mean, this is a shot like I would expect a billiard player to make, you know, at a very high percentage. You know, because you can roll this. You don't have to stun it. It's just taking the right amount of the 1 ball.
That's exactly
it. It's probably like a half ball hit or something. I mean, I'm not a billiard player, so I don't know. No, he did not get it in. He did not take enough of the 1 ball.
Larry survives again. See, this is where it chips away and suddenly Larry is into the caroms. He's not there yet, but he's not far off it. He's got to stay, obviously, top side and have the carom from the 1 to the 5, or the 3 ball anyway. And now he's into this ugly phase where you then have to make sure you have a shot in the 1. You know, when he caroms this 3, it takes him to 87, and well, it could be really crazy and cut the 3 down the rail. knowing that he's got a strong chance of having a carom from the 1 to the 5. This will take him to 90, but the danger here, Larry, is if you don't get this and that cue ball finishes right side of the table, Tommy's out. And he's got it. That was the only big danger with that shot. Now, the safest shot here is cut across the 1 and come into the 5 off the rail.
Why wouldn't you shoot the 3 to the 1?
Well, because the danger is you're pushing the 1 to the pocket or locking something up and sticking them like that.
Yeah, but that's good. That's an easy carom.
Well, he's got enough of it exposed that he could end up in trouble here because now.
Well, that's no good, though. Yeah,
well, I think
he did not want to put himself in this position.
He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. And now a gentle touch in the 1 to the 3, or from the 1 to the 5. And he's keeping them together. This is awkward because he's over the 5.
Yeah, see, I like this with all 3 balls down at the same end of the table. This is where it looks like you could, do a lot of easy stuff.
Well, this is where Larry's got a chance to pinch this. Welcome to Tornado Tam.
Boy, he's got himself funny here. This has got to be a real thin hit on the 1 if he's going. I think he's going to have to play the 5 to the 1.
Well, this is a 2-in-1 shot. 5 into the 1 or miss the 1 and hit the 3. And he's going to hit the 3, and he's staying in the table. And now he's got to
getting tougher though, because now he's got things separated, and
he's got to take a risk here. But where the 1 ball is for Tommyy is not easy. It's not in a great position for the outshot.
Is that why he's leaving the 1 ball there? That may be why he's leaving the 1 ball there. Because he had a pretty easy carom from the 1 back into the 3.
Now you can try and come off the left side of the 1, bang into the 1 and try
into the other corner.
No, you can try and come off the 1 and still get into that corner pocket.
Oh, I was thinking come off the left side of the 1 and go on 2 rails into the opposite corner.
Yeah, we'll see what he's trying. What's it called?
I mean, that's obviously not an easy shot. So he's going to try to go right in there. I think that's going to be tough where this 1 ball is sitting from the pocket.
There you go.
He's able to do it. Wow.
There you go.
Good shot.
Well, Tommyy in the lead.
A double kiss.
Larry had a chance there. So Tommy's getting the pot and the carom to start. So
yeah,
open
that looks
table.
Like the standard opening. So you have to shoot the 3 the first shot, right?
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. See, I remember some of it.
See, the thing is that players like VP Monster, what he'll do is he'll cut the 3 and spin around the rails to hit the 1. Sometimes he'll pot the 3 and carom the 1.
Well, this looks like it's going to be pretty easy.
Oh, yeah.
He can play position on the 5, make the 5, and bump the 3. He's not going to. He's just going to bump him this way. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to play this game some because it seems to me that it would have been better to try to make the 5 ball there, too. There must be something I don't get about that play. Well, Tommy's off and running again.
Yeah.
Did you see anybody run all the way to 90 today? From 0?
No. I think the best run was Bill. I think he got a 64. I think it was. But I think there'll be a few of those. They will come eventually. Oh, Bill got a 67, did he?
Yeah, Tam says Bill was 67.
Mm. Yeah, that's the thing we haven't got is a stat for the longest run. In fact, the thing is that if we had a stat for the longest run, it should be, oh, where's this cue ball going? It's not heading in a very good direction. This is a and there they go. Whatever Larry got there, it's gone. Yeah, if we had a stat for longest running Cowboy, it would need to be a multiply. It would need to be a ×2. You know, like if you've done 90, it would have to, and you did it more than once, you'd have to 90 ×2, if you know what I mean. That you've actually done that more than once. Which is why I like the idea of having a Cowboy where you had a choice of playing to 101 or 201 or 301. If you just wanted to have one good long match, and then the final scratch was obviously when you get to either 101, 201 or 301, depending on the length of match you wanted to play. I think that would be good. Because we don't have...
But if you went to 301, then you'd have to start at like 270 on the caroms.
No. Well,
it'd be caroms at 31 because then it makes sense to go for.
You could do that
for 290 points and then just 10 on the carom.
That's actually a better idea. I like that idea as well. Yeah, I like that because we can't play. That's the thing is we can't play matches where the races to 2 or races to 3. We only can ever play single racks, and I think that's what I would like as well.
Oh, I can make it so you can play matches.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think you should. I would write that down, Steve. Oh, see the cue ball's running loose there. But he's okay.
Alright, I'll make that. Let's see, races for Cowboy.
Yep. Good thinking.
I think Sylvia had mentioned that before, that you couldn't do that. And I was going to do fix the scores.
Oh, now we're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm going to get the Cowboy scores in the brackets right.
Almost. I think he maybe needed a wee bit of inside on the cue ball there just to straighten it. He needed a little feather of it. So this time, Tommy's contribution is only 13, so Larry's got to... Oh dear. Well, dear, I shouldn't have opened my mouth. Oh. Larry's struggling. 10-footer's catching him out. It's catching him out too many times. Well, we've got 8. Well, we've actually got 7 on YouTube because I'm in YouTube as well. I'm watching it on YouTube. So how many have we got in Twitch? About 3.
I don't think that's where Tommy wanted to put the cue ball.
No, but oh dear, you don't want to do that, Steve. That was your time.
That's another bad place.
That was you that cussed him that time. 11 on Twitch. Well, that's not bad.
Well, I'm not sure what the heck he was doing there because he put the cue ball on a terrible spot to get a carom out of the 3-5.
Now, you see, Larry's getting all these opportunities here and he just can't make a decent contribution and keep it. His first objective is not only just to make some sort of score, but actually to keep them. Oh, the old...
Yeah, I would have shot the 3 in the side pocket and gone 2 rails. You had 2 balls there.
There's the old Tommy excuse there coming out. The mouse slipped. German engineering, the mouse never slips in German mice. Well, Larry's first objective is to get rid of the deficit. Well, that's a
Oh, look
bonus.
at that shot. There's some points there.
That's one way to get your scoreboard ticking over.
Eight pointer.
Yep.
Now, wouldn't you shoot the 5 into the 3 here?
No,
for
that
the
would be,
carom?
that would be a 9-pointer because he got the carom as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was a 9-pointer.
No, he's fine for the next carom as long as he stays left or right side of the table.
Not only do I not know the rules, I can't add either.
Well, again, cut across the 5. Stay below the 1-ball spot. Well, he's going up table. See that again. This is a dangerous one. It's dangerous both ways here. If he goes to the 1, there's a danger of the scratch the side, and he's completely missed it.
Well, at least he missed it on the pro side.
Yeah,
because it was pretty hard to hit that too thin.
Yeah,
but he managed to.
But again, it's only 23. But at least he kept them this time. What's happening in that match? Repetition. It's getting exciting.
Well, Tommy tried to keep the table open and he missed the ball.
Well, again,
I would have tried to keep the table open there. It's a shot I would have shot.
Oh, mid-session interval. Well, it's been a good session so far for Mark Allen. That's making it an exciting finish. People are getting their money's worth. That's what we like to see.
I think I'm probably greedier than most of you guys.
Well, I think you'd be doomed to failure in this game, Steve.
I'll tell you what, when I was playing pool and I went in the pool room and I was gambling, I just didn't want to win some money. I wanted to send the other guy home flat broke. I wanted every cent he had on him.
Now, how's that line look? Well, it's fine for the 5 to the 3.
It's what we call busting the guy.
Yeah.
I want to bust him. I want him going home busted.
Well, that was Qatar's first match in the World Cup, and they lost 2-0, and that's the first time the home team in any World Cup competition has lost their first match, and they've got no chance of qualifying because that was the weakest team that they were playing in their group. So I think the Qataris are going to be spectators for the rest of the tournament. Well, a little pot and a shuffle into the 1 and the 3 here. Or is he going to take the 3? How does that 5 look? Oh, you cut that 5 and nudge into the 1 and the 3 here.
It's going to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that. I guess he'll go forward. He could make the 1 ball. I don't think he'll try to here. Yeah, I mean, that was a lot easier hit not trying to make the 1 ball. You were going to have to spin the 1 ball in.
Yeah, of course, that is the advantage you have whenever you're the host in the World Cup. You're guaranteed you're in a group. But as I say, they're not anywhere near a good enough football team to be surviving that group. They'll be going home. The one benefit is they don't have far to travel. They don't need to stay in a hotel. They just go straight home. Right, well, again, pot the 3 and stay top side. It needs to be gentle. Although he's got an angle on it, I think he can still play this gentle enough to stay up there. If he isn't, he's got to come down far enough so that he's looking up at the 5-3 if he's going to play that.
I think he's
missed the pot.
He didn't just miss it; he missed it by a mile.
Well, these players are finding it tough getting those potting angles on this table.
Yeah, it's different on the 10-footer, that's for sure. But I'll give you guys a little tip. Here's one idea. You can shoot me down, of course. But one idea is when you go to the 10-footer, take your field of view and raise it. Like raise it by 5, maybe 7, because the angles, if you raise the field of view on a 10-footer, the angles will look a lot more like a 9-footer. And I don't know offhand what amount to raise it, but yeah, that's one way you can deal with it is maybe try playing with a higher field of view when you're on the 10-footer. Does anybody do that? Is that a new idea, or are you guys already doing that?
It's a new idea because I never do that.
Well, I mean,
and if I probably did it now, it would ruin whatever game I've got.
well, here's the thing: is a lot of people will say, "Oh, you know, especially new players, I'm overcutting everything on VP4 because it's a different visual than real life."
Mm-hmm.
And what I tell them is to raise their field of view. So when you get on the 10-footer, the typical problem is that you're tending to overcut balls on the 10-footer. So if you raise your field of view, it should help with that.
Yeah. Well, maybe these guys should try that now.
Well, now is not the time to try it, but it's something you could try and practice and see if it works.
Well, Tommy has the opportunity to take this match virtually away from Larry if he can score a decent enough contribution here. But
there's another miss.
Well, Larry can't say he hasn't had opportunities. He did a whole barrel load of them and can't make anything of them.
No, he sure has. But you know, it's why we play them.
Well, another one.
That's just got to be infuriating.
It's a struggle. But these guys have gone downhill rapidly in this match. I think both of them want it to be over.
Was a smart play there. This is a pretty simple carom. See what he comes up with here.
Again, what I'm doing here with that, see that shot that he's played there, the first thing I'd be doing would be sending, well, at least he's made sure he can still pot the 3, because he can pot the 3 or the 5 and have an adjacent carom. If he pots the 5's going to be right on its spot, and he'll have no problem with the carom.
Yeah, I mean, he could have sent the 3 ball up table and been close to the 1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I would have been looking at that and thinking, how thick can I hit this carom to send that one up the table or down the table towards us? But the way he's got it now, he's fine.
Look at this, and you know. So now you got your choice of potting a 3 or setting it up. He decides to pot it. And well, he's got a pot that
he could. I think he's got too much angle in this 5. Let's have a quick look.
He's got a lot of angle to try to do a carom here. Right. I'm not saying he couldn't, but it's a lot of angle.
I'd be just gently drawing off this and staying in the kitchen like that, because then you've got the force follow. But I think he's fine. Yeah, that's the shot I'd have been playing there. Just to stay in the kitchen, give me a sight and a force follow. And he's also got the easy pot and an easy carom to follow. So this is how you string them together.
That's nice. That's good thinking. Try to get the 5 ball near the 1. I mean, one thing I know about billiards is getting the balls close together is really good, at least in these games where you don't have to go 3 rails.
Now, he's banked to 5. The bonus is it's gone in. And he's still got a cut in the 1. And again, I'd be checking this a wee bit just to keep the cue ball in a straightish line. He's running up the table, you see. He's got to get in the line now. And that'll do it.
Yeah, I might even be able to bank this.
See, if I had cut that one with right English, I was making sure I was staying in the kitchen and giving me the two shot choices up table. With the shot that Tommy played there, he only gave him the 1 shot choice. But he got on the money. The run goes to 30 and the lead is getting big, but the 85 will go to 90 with this 5 ball as long as he doesn't bump into anything else. And now his big objective here is don't do something daft and lose the points.
Yeah, he's got a pretty easy carom, 5 to 3. He looks like he's going a different way. He's going 1 to 3.
Behind the 3, which works, and again he's got the simple enough force follow, 5 to 1. But he has to watch the pace in the 5 ball.
Of banking the ball in. See, I don't like that shot in this situation because it's too easy to bank it.
That's the danger. He's going.
I would play. I would play something else.
Well, he could go that way into the 1 and come behind it.
Well, watch out.
That works as well.
He controlled the speed, because the line he was on was going to bank the ball in, but he smartly controlled the speed. And you can go force follow 5 into the 1 if you want. Oh, he's got a thin cut on it. That's even easier.
Now it's a bit tricky. This is where he could do something daft here. He's got a thin edge to the 5 to the 3. He's not got it.
Yeah, but
what he's got is
didn't screw anything up. He's got a huge lead.
Yeah, 38, and he's on to 93. And well, going from Larry's last dozen visits, I don't think Tommy's got a lot to worry about.
Well, you never know when something is gonna happen that
Larry's struggling.
Yeah, too many missed balls. Larry plays this game. Doesn't Larry play this game on the 10-footer a lot?
Not really, no. Not if he can help it, I think is probably what he's going to say next. I don't think he'll be back near it. I think
he's playing for the 3 ball here.
Yeah, the only danger playing it that way is fine. If he'd went directly to it, he could have potted the 3, but going those 2 rails, it works. But the 3 ball's still not in a great position.
Well, he could have scratched playing the way he did. It's a little too thick.
Oh, he's
too heavy.
Well, I suppose. At least Larry's got a little carom off the short rail onto the 5. That's not difficult. But for Larry to make any sort of score here, he must get something onto that 3 ball, get it in play. And this is not an easy shot either. At distance, trying to pick that line, he's trying to get himself into shape. Now, how's that looking? That'll still work. And now it's awkward. He's only got the 1 shot to cut this 1, and he's going up table. He needs to try and get this central.
You need a little English or a little draw to get rid of the scratch. It looks like he's going to draw it.
Now that just needs to slow up. Again, it's another testy shot from distance.
This is not what you want.
Oh, just missed it again. Feather edge. But it's single figure visits here for Larry, and that's not going to help him.
Let's see. I would think he maybe cut the 5 and go to the 3. It looks like he's doing it the other way.
Yeah, I'd be going.
What is he doing? Oh, he's going.
He's trying to go inside it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was probably the easiest shot.
Now this shot's going to bring the 1 down towards this right-hand corner pocket. It might be close to potting this 1 ball, depending how thick he hits this to make the carom.
No, he can hit this real
thick.
Oh,
no, he was fine. See, that's why I should get behind those shots to see how it looks, because from here it looked as if it was heading towards the pocket like that.
Watch out.
Oh,
God. Well, he's not going to be playing a carom off that one ball.
Well, he's got a line.
Yeah, he could have hit that a lot thicker. He didn't need to send the one at the pocket. I think what he didn't think about was the implied English when he cut across the one ball.
Well,
I'm sure he wasn't trying to run in the pocket, but the English from cutting across that opened the one ball up.
This is dangerous.
Oh, this is... I can't believe he's even shooting at it. Why not go off the 3 ball?
I'd be playing the 3 down to the 5.
Yeah, I would go 3 to 5.
I mean, if the line's not perfect, you can put the English on it to make the angle if you don't think it's there.
Now, granted, this is an easy shot, but it's a shot that you shouldn't be scratching on.
See, that wasn't a bad effort, you know.
No, that was a very good effort.
But Tommy's almost over the line in this match. He's only, 5 points away. And really, this is definitely a last chance saloon for Larry at the moment. Got to make something. But I've said that too many times tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, if Larry can, if Larry can leave the one ball there, that might actually work to his advantage. I mean, obviously, it's easy. Well, let's see. I guess, can you make the one ball and scratch and win? You can't, can you? You have to only scratch. Is that correct?
No, you can just pot that one and follow it in, and that's you. You've won the match.
You can. Yeah. Okay, so you're allowed to make the one ball.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not as great a spot as I thought, but I mean, it's still a good spot because. You know, you only have 2 balls to carry him.
He's only got the 2 balls to work with. So Larry's...
So it might be better just to leave that thing hung in the pocket if you're Larry.
Yeah, well, the only danger there is missing a shot and gathering those 2 balls together. When Tommyy comes to the table, he doesn't want to do that. So
he's put himself in a position where, you know, it's going to be hard not to shoot at the one ball.
Now 5 to the 3.
Yeah, he could have banked the 3 ball there if he wanted.
Oh, he's got the double hit, and there it goes again. All those 11 points straight down the pan. And, well...
He's got to be pulling his hair out about right now.
Well, Tommyy here, he's going to go...
Now, why isn't he's got cue ball in hand?
He can play from the one ball onto the 3.
Why is he not playing off the one ball?
Because he's maybe playing a 2-in-1 shot off this 5 and trying to nudge the 3 down towards the 1, which is not bad thinking because that way he's got a chance of getting out if he can get these gathered. He's not picked a line there.
He may get the 1. Nope. No reward. Went right in between them.
I mean, that shot that Tommyy played there, I would have hit it, you know, more or less at that pace, and you'd be thinking you're more or less guaranteed you're going to have some sort of shot after it. If you hit
Larry's
the 3 ball right.
Kind of blown because that time he hit it into the rail. He's probably thinking, I want to play a little less cut. That's the problem when you start making adjustments like that, where you're like, okay, it's a 10-footer. I've been overcutting the thing. I'll play less cut, and then you hit into the rail. It's hard to make adjustments, you know, while you're thinking about it.
Yeah, Larry's found it tough tonight.
Looks like he's going to play for the 3 ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this 5 ball's heading at a good pace. It just slows up. That is
look at
perfect.
That's nice.
Now, again, when he plays this shot, he just has to think about the angle he's hitting this 3 ball and where it's going. Well, he's playing it feather-light touch.
Well, that's because he didn't want to put the 5 in the side pocket.
No.
But if he would have hit a little harder, he would have had a 5 to 3. You know, I mean, if he knew he was going to just nick the side of the 5. But that's a good shot. You know, the ball's close together. There's so much you can do to hit him.
Well, this is the one that's going to make or break it. If he can get the 2-railer either from the 3 to the 5 or the 5 to the 3.
I like the 5 to the 3. I think it's a better shot, but
he used to get the spin on it. He needed to get into it more.
I thought the 5 to the 3, you had a better chance the 3 ball was bigger than the 5 ball the way they were sitting.
Well, there's a stranger that's appeared in the room. Gary B has arrived. Long time no see. He's not in the stream, I don't think, but he's in the room. So Tommyy is virtually on the brink of finishing this match.
Yeah, well, Larry needs things to start happening for him right now because he's got a ways to go and he's missed a lot of balls.
So that is what this is the 4th rack in this match, and we're 2 hours and 20 minutes into it. We're just short of 2 hours 20.
Well, this looks like a pretty easy carom here. You just got to make sure that you hit the 5 into the rail. I wouldn't thin the 1. I don't know what he's looking at. Maybe he's going to go forward. What's he doing?
He's maybe going to jack up and try and draw into it.
I would hit this 5 with top right, hit the 5 into the rail, and then come back off the short rail into the 1. I mean, I don't think that's a hard shot.
Yeah, just punch the 5 around the corner and let the English take the cue ball to the 1.
Take it right into the 1. I mean, they're close together. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't like it. He's drawing this ball. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I thought he played a shot that was a lot harder than the other one.
Every time Larry comes to the table, it's last chance saloon. Oh,
yeah,
cue ball! Look at the cue ball again.
I
mean, how would you rate Larry's luck? Absolutely.
I think Larry's mind is blown right now. I mean, you can't blame this on the trackball, Hugh.
No, well,
I think he's just gone goofy.
Yeah, he's everything that's going wrong is happening for Larry. You name it.
I don't like this. I don't know why he's shooting that because that's too easy to make the 5 ball.
Yeah, he's avoided it, and now he has to avoid the double.
Look what he's left though. This is terrible.
Yeah, and I think I'd be looking at this shot. He's odds on he's going to get a double kiss here. I'd be going 3 rails into the bottom right hand corner where the 3 ball is.
It's going to be hard to avoid it. That's for dang sure. Yeah. I don't know how he's gonna.
This has got 3 rail written on it every day of the week for me. I'd be going there, there, and there.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, that's never going to go in there, Tommyy.
Yeah, well, I thought he played the wrong shot when he had ball in hand.
And I know when I'm looking at the scoreboard and I'm thinking, well, Larry's in 55, I'm in 100, I'm playing the 3 railer. That would always have been a 3 railer for me.
Yeah, I never want to give guys chances. I mean, even though Larry's playing bad, never want to give guys chances.
Oh, not in Cowboy, because I'll tell you, you'll pay the price for that later on in this tournament. I can guarantee you that. You think you're sitting pretty in 97 and the other guy's in 60 odd, and all of a sudden he's breathing down your neck in 94. And that's happened many a time.
Yeah, well, Larry could hurt him here.
Once you get rid of the guys that are making up the numbers and you get down to the nitty gritty, you're going to get guys left in this tournament that will take you apart when you think you're home and dry. Or doing what I call a sensational finish. And I've done a few of them in my time. Well, it's going to have to be sensational from Larry. He's got to go all the way here. And where he's finished now isn't great. He's got another one of these testy angles to try and read on this 5 ball. And this time he's got it.
Oh, that's center cut. Yeah, I mean, he's rolling along here. I mean, he can make Tommyy pay. I mean, he's got the whole carom phase to go through, so that's a little tricky.
He's got to keep this 1 ball in play. It's got to be gentle so that he's got a shot in the 1. And he has done, because he's on 87 and now he's 88, and he can only work with the 1 ball now.
Well, he can make the one
He
and
can
carry him
get.
into the 5 if he
That's
wants.
exactly the
I'm
plan.
not sure he will.
He'd probably have to jack up a bit, and he's going to. He should be looking for that to get to 90.
He's just going to shoot the 1 and try to set himself up for a carom. No, he is jacking up. Oh,
and he's missed both.
Well, but he's still at the table.
Now this is. Let's have a look at this shot. Now he would have to thin this one. In fact, I wouldn't even go for it.
Yeah, this is tough. Well, he's playing the 5 ball here. He's got to miss.
Trying to check it to the 5, and he's got the double kiss again. Yeah.
The problem is when you're equidistant from the rail there's a kiss. It can be avoided, but I didn't think he could avoid it and get the line to the 5 ball.
The biggest problem there, of course, was staying up there. He's left a sitter of an out shot here for Tommyy to seal the deal and win the match. And it goes.
There it is.
Well, Tommyy has got the job done. Well, I'll tell you, Larry has had a nightmare tonight again, and he might not want to see this 10-footer in Cowboy again. But it's a good, solid win for Tommyy. I think Tommy's chances are very good. The only thing I would say is he probably needs to score a bit heavier because Larry get far too many chances there.
Does Tommyy play a lot of this game? Does he play a lot of Cowboy?
I don't think so either. He's never really played Cowboy with any of us. But as I say,
there's a lot of room for improvement.
Exactly.
You know, if he hasn't played, then he's going to get better just playing in this tournament.
Well, that's it. He'll pick things up as he goes along, and
if he can get a soft enough draw and stay away from the good players for a couple more rounds, he might. Might have a chance.
Talking about that, let's have a look and see how that shapes up. So, Tommyy is through, and the bad news for Tommyy is, because there isn't good news, the bad news for Tommyy is he'll play the winner of Mr. Fox and Semi-Pro. So he's going to be tested there, no doubt about that. Fantastic Mr. Fox and Semi-Pro will be a match to watch because, Fantastic Mr. Fox is very strong at Cowboy. Semi-Pro's getting better at the Cowboy, especially in the 10-footer, so that's going to be a great matchup. And again, there's still a few good matches to see in this first round. You've got Hervey against Gachino Jim. You've got Cobra against Bedhead. That's going to be one to watch. Yep. And all of those matches have still to be arranged. So, going back to the schedule, or the schedule, the next match is in an hour or two's time. Good luck to Spudboy Nacero because I'll be long gone by then. And then the next match is Tuesday night. It's myself against Brainful Out at 6 p.m. And then the other matches to follow. So that is it for tonight, folks. Unless Steve's got anything else to say, I'm away to catch the end of that snooker if I can.
I don't. I just wanted to, I want to mention the league. I want to congratulate Lovely Bunch of Coconuts for hanging on to first at this point. Let's see, how many do we got left? We got 1, 2, we got 3 left, so there's no guarantee that they're going to stay in first. But they've got a good chance to win. VP4 TV has gone from first place to last place in how many weeks?
In as many weeks.
Wow.
Yep.
But the important thing to realize, league players, is that the playoffs were taking 4 teams. There's 4 playoff spots. So if you're in 4th, 5th, or 6th place right now, that's like the danger zone. 4th place has got to hang on to that, and 5th and 6th need to try to move up to get into the playoffs. Hey, it's never over till it's over. You got 3 league nights left. If you can win all 3 of them, you'll have 6 wins, and you've got a chance that you might make it into the playoffs. It's a slim chance. Yeah. And Team Pinas, I mean, they've got a little better chance. I mean, if they can win 2 or 3 of the next nights, they've got a chance. I mean, Omega needs to come through and get at least one more win.
Right,
and then
guys.
we're into the playoffs.
Yep. Well, thanks to Steve for joining us. Thanks to everybody for watching. And
thanks, guys.
Wish me good luck for my match on Tuesday, and good luck to the rest of the guys in their matches. I'm sure there'll be more matches on the schedule soon enough. And I will bid you all good night. Take care, and we will see you again soon. See you later.